Thank you so very much for being here. This is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television, and we are reaching you from the economic capital of Nigeria, Lagos. My name is Henry Igwebike. Today we'll be starting off with our newspaper headlines just to get through all that we have for you this morning. And right after that will be our main conversation also for today. But please do well to be part of what we do. You can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We're once more honored to have with us David Ikojo. He is an advocate for youth relevance in Nigeria. Good morning, David, and thank you so very much for your time once more.
Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Truly do appreciate you. All right, so let's kick off today once more with the Punch newspaper, which is starting off. We have the big story here. Afenifere Khan orders oppose push for Sharia in southwest of Nigeria. It is a very, very sensitive one, if you ask me. And of course, with the Christian Association of Nigeria and Afenifere coming together to say they are opposed to it, it really means a lot, really. And on the top strip of the same newspaper, we have Lagos Assembly plans to probe Obasa for fraud. Wow, it's a big, very big one also. It's a developing story, and we'll have to see how that goes also. We have PDP crisis uncertainty as NWC members shun Southeast meeting. That's another great story there. And on the bottom strip, we equally have Farotimi Afenifere Obi hails Afe Babalola SAN for withdrawing defamation suit against Dele Farotimi. A very laudable one. And our talking point for today is on the gospel singer Timilei, who has pleaded not guilty to killing Nasarawa Youth Corps a member. David, speak to us on this particular case. Both are very young people. Timilei is about 32. The young lady is below 30 years. These are young people with great lives ahead of them. But for them to be engaged, for the man now, not the lady, because she is, to some extent not guilty, to be involved in such nefarious activity. Speak to us on that matter.
The fact that they are still calling him a gospel singer till now.
No, but that's what he is. It's his profession.
We've not
can't delete that for
ever since this whole matter came up. I've not heard a single song that he sang, even if it's not popular. No one has brought. I don't think that guy is a gospel singer.
Really?
I don't actually think. Maybe they are using that as just a hoax to cover up things. But truthfully, what he did not make sense. And now he's coming up. First of all, he said he had no remorse for what he did.
Yeah, he has no regrets for killing. And it's on tape there. It's all over the place.
Yeah. And now he's coming to plead not guilty. That does not even make sense at all. Who is his lawyer? Does he have one? I don't think he does, because they would have told him that first he has put himself in jeopardy just by saying he does not have remorse. That means he has already accepted that, yes, I did this. And to my own conscience, it's fine. He has not even given us a reason why. The reason he's giving now is she cheated on him. She found out.
Yeah, he found out, yeah.
As a gospel singer that he is, he decided to end her life. That does not make any sense at all.
But speaking about relationship, because this is very so important, the sort of relationship now we have between young people is that so sensitive. So some of them go to the extent of even doing blood covenant, just for one person to agree to be there for the next person, and when the other person, of course, goes against that, it's a very big problem. Don't you think that's what led to this crime?
Fact that you've said he's over 30. He's not a young person anymore. He's a full-grown man. If he's 20, 22, 23, we would understand. Even for a 20, 22, 23-year-old, we would not still give him the liberty to say, oh, he was just heartbroken, and then he decided to do something like that. If it's let's say a 16-year-old goes into a rage and mistakenly hits the girl and she dies, I don't think the child will sit down. Or I don't think someone that's, okay, I had a fight with my girlfriend. She jokes me, she's seen someone else. We fought, I hit her, she fell, she lost her life, and then I will sit down and start dissecting her. That does not.
But David, don't act like love is not a beautiful thing. Love is a beautiful thing. And the important thing is
that does not still give him the right for what he did.
Now, but you would agree with me that the same love we're talking about is so emotional and it's so sensitive. Sometimes when people love people, yes, what I'm saying. When people love people, right, they commit themselves totally and in entirety to such a person. So many go to the extent of even sponsoring this same person to school and what have you, and only for the same person to, you know, to act against them. But in this particular case, as much as we do not justify what he has done, now speak to us on the matter of young ladies whom would leave their place. She is serving in Abuja, left the place to come see him. Speak to us on that particular matter. Do you think it's good enough for young people in the pursuit of love, you know, to go to the extent of getting themselves killed?
People she was not going to get herself killed.
No,
she was going to see the love of her life.
Okay, now, that eventually killed her.
Okay, people will do just anything for the one that they love. And let's say they've planned this, their meeting. They've been planning it because you cannot tell me that she's serving and where she's serving, she didn't take permission. She probably took permission, maybe like
from her friend.
Not from her friend.
If you want to go see your girl, your boyfriend,
she's serving.
But that's not enough excuse.
She's serving, so she took permission. They planned this thing to go, and maybe when she got there, he had time to go through her phone, and maybe she's been talking to someone else, and that's what led to all of this. It's not bad. I won't, as a Gen Z, as a young man, I won't term her going to go and see her boyfriend as a bad decision that she made. Maybe she was just going there to have a good time, and maybe leave there after the week is over and come back and continue what she's doing. But in the long run, something happened and she lost her life. Now,
you know, it's so very important that we're talking about this because it matters a lot. A large population of Nigeria is made up of youths, and these are some of the things they go through every other day. You are an advocate of youth relevance in Nigeria, so you would have a better understanding of speaking to this matter, especially as regards this penchant of young ladies not keeping to one relationship at a time. Now it's becoming normal for a young lady to date 20 people at the same time. The body counts are above 100 now for a single lady who is less than 25 years. Speak to us on this particular matter because that's what's leading to lots of...
You know, I've said this thing before. Men used to be on that side. That's a men field. That's the terminology. Women in men field. Women are now educated. They have now seen that why should I keep myself for a man who has not been keeping himself at all? So they've gone into the men field and they are also doing these things. Well, I'm not going to say it is bad that women are. It is bad that women are doing it, and it was also bad when men were the ones doing it. I'm not going to be biased and keep it to one side that women should not do. Men should not. You have no reason to cheat, and I've said this times without number. If you feel that you want to cheat in your relationship, leave the relationship. That means you've disrespected your partner, disrespected yourself. Yeah, the love that you said you have, you don't actually have it if you are going to cheat on your partner.
But David, you agree with me that men are programmed to be polygamous in nature?
Not programmed. Men were lied to.
Really?
Polygamous. If you
even culturally, come on, we are Africans. I think we should not remove ourselves from who we are. We are Africans, and this is who we are. Our forefathers married 20. Some went as far as married even more. You know, just because of we are programmed for this. So don't you think, as much as of course you say
back then that was the tradition. Okay. Now we're enlightened. We should also enlighten these young men that a woman is an egg, a lady. Okay. She's an egg you're supposed to take care of. Why would you gather a basket full? Of course, one is going to crack. Of course, a few are going to crack because you cannot keep all eggs together and not expect that one will break. You will definitely break one's heart. That's why you have homes. That was in the past now, when men marry 5, 6. Okay, you marry one, she gives birth to 2, she goes out of shape, and you go into the market to find another wife. That was then.
So now you just have to manage, even if she's out of shape.
Do not use the word manage. You knew what you were walking into. Realize that after a certain period of time, she was going to be like this. After a certain period of time, even men lose shape. Do we not?
Very well.
Do you expect your wife to go and find a younger person that is in shape?
All right, just before we leave that particular matter, my last question on this issue, because what we're actually talking about is very so sensitive, and it's very important as those in the media to educate Nigerian youths on what they should do and what they should not do. You cannot remove fights. When I talk about fight, I don't mean the violent ones, right? You can't take that away from relationship of young people. And often when such happen by accident, you might have, maybe you're trying to shove somebody away, maybe your girlfriend is peeking right into your eye and putting that finger, you understand, to shove her away. Possibly in the process, she falls on something happened, and she died. In that particular case, how do you think that could be dealt with? Who knows? Maybe this could equally be what happened with Timilane.
Do you know that if something like that happens, and you go to the police station, and you actually go to this girl's family, you explain, the family is either not going to press charges, and yes, if they press charges, for the fact that you are the one that brought yourself to the law, there's going to be an ample amount of mercy to your, let's say, jail time, to your sentence. There will be an ample amount of, because now you've shown remorse for what you did. Not when they come up to you after you've hidden the fact that this person lost her life, maybe by mistake, and then you make the statement of you have no remorse. And now you are saying that it is not your fault. There is no way he's going to actually not get the full amount of sentence required for this.
Beautiful. All right, so quickly let's move on to the Daily Trust newspaper, and we just get to the main stuff here. But just before that, Atiku, Nigeria on verge of losing democracy, and we have some riders here. Government offering opposition 50 million naira. Parties must unite to save democracy. That's coming from El-Rufai of all people that was there with Bola Ahmed Tinubu in UK, you know, dancing all the way, you know, while they were, of course, you know, celebrating the great times. It's so very unfortunate how two friends can fall apart. That is El-Rufai for you. And another rider here, power not given but fought for, and that's Amechi. The same Amechi, of course, that rode on the horses of Muhammad Buhari as against the good luck Jonathan. How time flies. Everyone is kicking against what they have all helped to build, unfortunately. Shetima, democracy, despite flaws, is the best. Well, let's see how that goes, though. And also on the bottom strip, gunmen invade Abuja community, kidnap one wife, son, two others, and that is speaking to insecurity in Abuja, particularly as Yeltsin Wike, who is, of course, is all about town, trying to create one or two, of course, infrastructure. He's been doing it so very well, but issues of insecurity is one big problem that Abuja needs to take care of. And let's go to our talking point for today. I feed from renting out my house in Kaduna, and that's coming from Muhammad Buhari, our past president. David, I can see you are actually, you know, chuckling out your way out, and speak to us on this particular. But do you believe it when President Muhammad Buhari said right now that he's so broke that he can only feed from the house rents? Maybe there are shortlets that he has built. He's feeding off them.
You know, one of the questions I've asked is, what does it actually take to be a politician? Because to my best of knowledge, these people should be established. They should have a leadership quality after showing proof of leading one or two businesses, right? Now, he stepped into presidency. He was president for an ample amount of time. I'm pretty sure the allowances presidency,
which he still collects even up to tomorrow, for the rest of his life. Yeah,
exactly. The allowances presidency gets, and even an ex-president that he's getting, should be able to at least start him a business, grow the business. He should have something he's doing with his hands. At least he has children, of course, which should also have things that they are doing. If he, to some extent, cannot cater for his lifestyle with the allowances he's getting, his children should also back him up to follow the lifestyle up. He cannot say that he's broke. After during change, we saw a lot of change, because that was when he came. He said, "Oh, there will be change. Things will change. Things change for the worst." And I'm not going to deny, because I saw a lot of it. Prices went up, fuel went up, dollar went up. We had issues then, not as bad as it is now, but then it was also bad. And now he comes up and says he's renting out his own apartment. I doubt. So where is he living?
In Katsina, in Daura.
So he has another.
No, that's actually his country home.
That's his country home.
Yeah, so that's where he resides.
He has another.
He has other properties from there.
He's making ends meet. He cannot say he's broke. At least he's getting rent from there. If I have a house now, and if I have my own house and I'm a landlord, that's the means for my living. That's what he's doing. He cannot say that he's broke while he's still getting the stipends from presidencies.
Well, that's actually President Muhammad Buhari being modest here. You know, let's not forget, this was a man that was in charge of all the oil wells, you know, in Nigeria. He dished out, you know, some of them like he wants to. And of course, there's no gainsaying that he might not have maybe issued out one or two to himself, his children, his offsprings, his lots of other people that he cares so much about. But I want you to speak to us on the matter, comparing the kind of leadership style and personalities we have in Nigeria as against other people. In the United States, for example, I know the United States is up here, Nigeria is down here, but leadership, we can compare both together because they are all human beings and personalities. Barack Obama and others, right after they finish whatever it is they have done in 8 years or 2 terms or long, they go into speaking. Obama travels around the world speaking. The people call him conferences, countries, economic forums, and so on and so forth. In Nigeria, that is not the case. We've not had the Buhari go to anywhere to speak.
Does he speak to us? I want to now ask you a question. Someone who has led his country well, who did well in his term of leadership, and someone who did not do so well in his term, let's not say he did bad, but he didn't do so well in his term of leadership, who would you call for a conference? Someone who did well.
Very well.
Now, we've had presidents after presidents, and no one is fixing the insecurity. No one is fighting to fix the power supply. No one is fighting to fix the fuel. Things are just getting worse day by day. So one funny thing that happened during this Tinubu era was fuel went up to 1,100, came back to 900. Do you expect people to be jubilating when we remember a time
when we were buying for 180, 200?
180, 200 was 180. Well, remember a time when we were buying 167. 167 lasted a very long time. So let's even use 167. If you compare 167 to the 980 something naira we're buying for it now, it's nonsense. Yeah. Imagine being able to buy like 5 liters with 8,000 naira. You buy now. We can't even buy. We can't buy 5 liters with 5,000 naira yet. Let's not even say the liter is bad. It might not be up to. You can. That's just it. If the president show their prowess, they are good enough, they've led well, people will call them. Even we, let's even start from us. We will call them for meetings, we'll call them for conferences to speak, to share knowledge, to throw lights. What lights do they have to throw? How the government is going to get worse after their tenure? No, not at all. Very
so unfortunate, you ask me, because leaving in 2025, we would have expected a former president of Nigeria who would be given the invitation to come speak in different fora in different countries, to speak to institutions and organizations and impact knowledge from his 8 years of governance. But unfortunately, what we have in Nigeria are leaders that after their time in office, they just go back home or participate in a king building of other people that would come and do what they had done in the past and possibly not even do them as well as they have done it, or even make it worse, like we can see today. David spoke about how that we used to buy fuel for as low as 165 naira to about 200 naira. Now it's more than 1,000% increase, and that's so very unfortunate. But that's just about the time we have for today. I'd love to say thank you so very much, David, for being here.
Thanks.
All right, and just to let you know that David is an advocate for youth relevance in Nigeria. And we return. Two-Face Idibia faces heat over a public breakup with wife Annie Idibia. That in a beat, please don't go anywhere.